So today we're gonna be doing upper body stuff. All you really need is a chair, possibly yoga mat. If you have dumbbells, that's great. If you don't have dumbbells, the other things you can use is canned goods or water bottles, because you'll still be getting the same work. The reality of it is, the better mind muscle connection that you have with your body, the more recruitment. So you're demanding your muscles to actually work, okay? So when you actually tell your mind to really think about things, you're telling your body to work a little harder. If you're just passively going through these movements, you're not gonna feel what you really need to feel. First thing I wanna go over is shoulder retraction. In reality, you're just pinching your shoulders back, and then you're pushing your shoulder blades down. So you're putting them in their back pocket. Traction itself, okay? Gotta make sure to keep them nice and tight. If you're doing it right, your back's probably gonna be sore because it's trying to secure those shoulder blades in place, okay? So let's look at it. Difference, just normally standing from when you shoulder retract, okay? So we notice the difference in the chest height. So regular chest height, shoulder retraction. So you're gonna need to do them on your presses or your push-ups. The next one you're gonna have to do especially is that floor press and that floor fly, okay? So here, even when I do the fly, my shoulders are still nice and pinched. And if you notice, my chest still stays risen here. Okay, it's not ever caving. Another one that's really important is that lateral raise. You want to keep those shoulders nice and down, rolled back as you're doing a lateral raise, because we're trying to isolate the muscle rather than using the joint itself, okay? So lateral raises, and then you'll notice anytime I do this overemphasis of the rolling my shoulders down and back, this just means I'm shoulder retracting. So that's a cue for you to know I'm locking in my shoulders before I'm doing the move today. Okay. So first set of exercises is gonna be a chest push-up. The next one is gonna be a floor fly, and then it's gonna be a floor press. Chest push-up, you actually wanna overemphasize your chest, so you're actually dropping your hips a little bit. Doesn't mean that you're disengaging your core though, okay? I'm not fully just dropping my hips. So if you really look at the difference, here my core is not engaged. If I engage my core, my lower back is still in a supported position, okay? So you inhale here, exhale, push up. Your elbows are gonna go straight back, okay? Only difference is, like I said, your chest is just lifted up higher so that you're utilizing your pecs. So inhale down, exhale, push up. So this is a modified version. Again, make sure your your elbows go back, okay? So here is floor version. So if you're here, of course if you need to modify it, you can get down on your knees again. Wrists and shoulders in line with each other. Overemphasize your chest, but don't disengage your core completely, okay? So lower core still engaged. Inhale, come down as low as you can. Exhale, push up, okay? Inhale down, exhale, push up. If you don't need to modify, just get off those knees. Again, make sure lower core is engaged. Inhale and exhale. So these are chest push-ups. Again, the only difference is you're overemphasizing your chest on these. And just so you can get a view of what's going on, elbows, again, are going straight behind you. You're not going out to the side, okay? Behind and come up. If you can't get down, only go down as far as your body will allow you and push up as best as you can. You don't necessarily have to go for the depth. It's just trying to get you a nice workout. So those are chest push-ups. The next one was floor fly. So this is where you can use your dumbbells, canned goods, or your water bottles. Okay, again, shoulder retraction. You're gonna be here on the floor. Roll those shoulder blades nice down and back. You're gonna inhale here. So you're gonna start with the weights above your head. Make sure again, shoulder blades are nice and secure. And here, I know I was telling you that you can't have this space only for core exercises. This is not a core exercise. This is for my chest. So here what I'm gonna do, I'm starting with the weights above my chest, okay? The weights are not up here at my shoulders or my head, and they're not down here below my chest. Right above it. You're gonna inhale here. You're gonna have a soft bend in your elbows. Inhale, open up those arms, and then soften in the elbow. If you notice, my elbow is just touching the ground, not my wrist. Inhale from here, and then exhale. You're trying to bear hug up to the ceiling, and if you can, while you're here, try to tell yourself to touch your elbows at this point, okay? When you try and tell yourself to do that, you're gonna feel your pecs or your chest squeeze together, okay? So elbows touch, pretend like they're about to touch, and then that's the nice contraction you're trying to aim for with your fly. So you're gonna inhale down, again, nice soft bend in the elbows. Exhale, come up, bear hug, get your elbows to touch together, okay? So, frontal view here with the arms, just so you can see what's going on. Inhale down. So here you're getting a nice stretch in the pec muscle here. So if you notice again, my arm is not fully lengthened out here. I just have my elbow touching the ground. Inhale here, tell your palms that they're closing your arms, and if you can, think about your chest telling your arms to close together. And then when they finally close, tell your elbows to touch, okay? So here you're really trying to squeeze your chest as much as you can. If that's kind of complex for you, especially with my women, pretend you have like a pencil or a pin between your chest, okay? And with that, you have to keep that pin in between your chest as you're doing the movement. So think about that for a second. If you literally have to get a pin to squeeze those pecs, That's totally fine. It's, like I said, it is better to build a mind-muscle connection rather than just passively going through these movements, okay? So the more you feel it, you should be feeling it right in this little area. If you're a female, you know that boob fat area. If you're a man, you still have the same thing, but that's what you're aiming for, okay? So that was the floor fly. So here, again, floor fly. Inhale down, exhale, push up. So next exercise here is going to be a floor press, so you can actually stay on the floor. Only difference is arms are gonna, again, you're starting right above your chest. You don't want your arms above or below you. So you're gonna inhale down, your arms are coming out at 90 degrees. You're gonna tap the floor with your elbows. Exhale, push up to the ceiling. Again, you have to have your shoulders retracted for this movement, okay? If they're not retracted, your shoulders are just freely to move however they want to, which is not what we want. We want them to be nice and secure. So here, rolling down and back. Inhale down, exhale, push up, okay? Mindful, whenever you push up, the only thing I want you to be aware is that you're not pushing your shoulders forward, okay? That is the last thing I want you to do, is to push your shoulders forward. I want your chest to be way higher than your shoulders whenever you do the push. Same thing with your flies. If you notice you fly up and your chest does this, it caves down, that's a no-no. Your chest is not even working at that point. Make sure your chest is always higher than your shoulders whenever you're doing your chest movements, okay? So those are the first three. You got that chest push up, then you got the floor fly, then you got the chest press, okay? Second set of exercises is gonna be tricep push up. This is going to include a shoulder press and a tricep kickback. So for the last two exercises, you're gonna need your dumbbell. The first one, you're not going to. For the chest push up, you overemphasize your chest. This one, you're actually just gonna be right above the arms, okay? So again, you're not overarching the back to lift the chest. You're staying nice and tucked under in each position. Elbows go straight back, inhale down, exhale, push up, okay? If you can't go far for depth, only go as far as you can to control it, and then try to push up as smoothly as you can. The one thing I want you to avoid is like that shimmy you have to do in order to push back up, okay? So tricep push-ups, the goal is your arms are to your side. You wanna kind of keep pinching your body the whole time you go down and the whole time you come up. You don't want those elbows to flare, okay? So from a modified version to a modified floor version, here, inhale down. Go ahead and make sure your neck is in a neutral position too. Inhale, elbows go straight back. Exhale, push up, okay? Regular version, again, elbows go back, push straight back up. Again, frontal version, just so you can see the elbows. My arms are in line, shoulders and wrists are in line with each other. Elbows are hugging my body, push it back up, okay? Again, I'm not overemphasizing the chest. So that is a tricep push-up, okay? So you're gonna feel that more in your triceps. Next one is gonna be shoulder press. So you can do this in a seated position if you'd like, or you can do standing. The one thing I want you to be mindful of is the back, okay? Sometimes when people push up, this arching habit of the back, you want to avoid that at all costs, okay? That means other muscles are helping you push this weight up above you, okay? So inhale, here, you're gonna start with your arms at 90 degrees. So here I like to call these scarecrow arms. So you're gonna call, so you're starting here, inhale here, exhale, push up to the ceiling, inhale, come back down only to eye level, okay? You're not bringing the elbows all the way back down. So to eye height, exhale, push up, okay? Inhale and exhale. So you can do, like I said, in a seated position or a standing position. Just make sure that your core stays in a neutral position. So again, at this point, especially above my head, core and lower core is still engaged, okay? Whenever I pushed up, my back did not arch like this. If your back is arching like that, it's because your lower core is not supporting you. So tuck in your butt, tell your pelvis to tighten up. You want to try to tighten this area between the pelvis and the belly button, okay? So here, make sure again, like I said, you're in a neutral position here, and you're only coming down to eye height. So about 90 degrees, push it back up. Don't come all the way back down. So that was shoulder press. The last one is shoulder kickbacks. Tricep kickbacks. So here, you're gonna roll your shoulders down and back. You're gonna lean forward a little bit. So here, feet are together, okay? Shoulders rolled back, elbows are gonna be pinned into your side. You're gonna start with the weights here. Inhale. If you notice, I put my thumb at the top of the weight just so when I extend, I can push the dumbbell a little further. Inhale here, exhale, push back. This is gonna be working that tricep, okay? You have to be sure that your elbows stay locked in order for you to actually be working your tricep. If your elbows are coming disengaged and you're just swinging your arms back, you're not working your tricep, okay? So elbows gotta keep pinched in. Shoulders are rolled back. Inhale and exhale, okay? If you're not feeling this, try to figure out where your elbows are, okay? You don't wanna be caught doing this. So tricep kickbacks. This is second set of exercises. So third set of exercises, you're gonna need your dumbbells for the first one. This is lateral raise. Second exercise is gonna be shoulder taps, and then the last one's gonna be a core exercise. These are gonna be called flutter kicks, okay? So the only exercise you need dumbbells with are with the first one, right? So here, you've gotta make sure your shoulders are rolled down and back. You can do this in a seated position or a standing position. So here, you're gonna inhale here, exhale, lift up and out to the side, okay? Inhale down, exhale, lift up. Now if it's too easy, if you're coming all the way back down and going back up and it's not targeting you enough, then you can come here, and reduce the range of motion, okay? So all you're doing is just keeping tension on your shoulders. But this is a lateral raise, okay? Like I said, you gotta make sure your shoulders are rolled down and back. Inhale at the bottom, exhale up at the top. And if you notice, especially at this view, my arm is not completely jetting out straight in front, okay? I have a nice soft bend to support my elbows, because if my arm is fully locked out, there's a lot of tension that goes on the forearm area, okay? So little bend, keep your forearm safe. Inhale down, exhale lift up. So these are lateral raises. Can be do it seated or standing. Just make sure your lower core is engaged. The next one is going to be shoulder taps. So here, all right. So wrists and shoulders in line with each other. Now if you notice here, my feet are separated so I have a nice stable base. And if you notice, every time I'm tapping my shoulder, I'm not opening my chest up, okay? You want your chest to be facing the floor the whole time as you're doing these, okay? The only reason why is because whenever you open your chest, you're actually not using your core. You need your core to actually stabilize yourself, so you're trying to do as minimal movement as you can during this time, okay? So this is a modified version. Floor version, same thing. If you need to modify it onto your knees, you can. Just make sure that, again, you're not moving too much. If you can do it wide feet on the floor, just a regular high plank. The goal is, again, like I said, you're not doing this and you're not opening your chest. You want your chest to stay facing the floor the whole time, okay? So that's shoulder taps, okay? Last exercise here is going to be flutter kicks. So this is a core exercise. Again, if you are somebody that has that tilt or that a lot of pressure on that lower spine, or your bottom is just big, that's okay. I'd like to have a big bottom. It would be awesome. Make sure you roll up your yoga mat, okay? If you don't need it and you can get your butt out of the way, just make sure you're flat, your back is really flat, okay? So here, butt out the way, lower to as low as you can before your pelvis tilts or you create that space, okay? Everybody's different and everybody has different core strength. So here, if you need to come here, that's totally fine. You're just fluttering. So 1, 2, 3. You're gonna count to 30. 1, 2, 3. Now if you can do a lower flutter with control, that'd be great as well, okay? So you're counting these individually. So this is a flutter kick, okay? This is gonna be working that lower core again. So, like I said, if you need to do it here because your pelvis tilts, that's totally fine. If you can challenge yourself, do it down here, okay? If you just don't have the strength to do this, lift one, heel tap down, lift up the other one. The goal is to make sure that you're controlling your leg all the way up and all the way down. You don't want to lift and then just have your leg drop, okay? So control all the way up and down. So this is a modified flutter if you can't do the hold in flutter, okay? So that was third set of exercises. So after this, I'll just be posting the exercises. This is just information for you.
First impression, you OPN, we should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot, get ya. The door's OPN, take that hot road and hop in. Monarch butterflies, you should open up. I'm trying to put your heart together, found it broken up. Going up in smoke, smoking up. Make sure the children in the house, she's inappropriate. The way she's approaching us, I disassociate. Exfoliate, the renegotiate. She's closing up. Come to visit me, she say that she the loneliest, and it's hard to open up. Open you up like a Pokeball. Open up, tear you out for a Pokeball. Let your emotion waterfall on me. Open up. Open up. You OPN, bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN, take that hot road and hop in. Open up, open up. Shut it down like a Macintosh. Open up, open. Cold as ice and Coca-Cola. Open up.